So anyway, let's shuffle on now. Got something a little bit comical to go into. So, what this is Ava DuVernay, a nobody director, arguably, who has directed only flops, is making another movie about something no one knows about and no one really cares about. It hasn't even been released yet. And she's already complaining that people are not excited about it, even though there's like one trailer and no one's marketing it. She's complaining that no one's excited about it and people are more excited about Oppenheimer because of racism and sexism.
Oh, fuck off, Ava.
Yeah, preemptively already doing it because it couldn't possibly be.
No, I'm not surprised with her.
Oppenheimer was directed by Christopher Nolan, was about a pretty big historically significant moment. And it couldn't possibly be the fact that Oppenheimer, and this destroys her argument, was lumped in with a meme with one of the biggest movies of the year, Barbie, which coincidentally is about a woman. So, you riddle me that, I guess. What?
Well, as I said in the private chat here, I actually know somebody who knows her, and she is a complete fucking nut bar from what I heard.
Oh, really?
Like, she is like one of those people that when you talk to her, you're like, oh yeah, yep, yeah, and then you're just like,
oh my god,
fucking, you know that word, but
yeah, wow,
like she is that bad. Like people will lie to her face just to like not have to deal with her and shit. I've heard. But I mean, most famously, she got on the Nerdar or the Nerd Radar when she was tapped to direct the New Gods film that never happened. So that's the only reason she's kind of even remotely close to the nerd community. But otherwise, Ava, honey, first of all, nobody knows who Isabel Wilkerson is compared to Oppenheimer. B, who the fuck do you think you are? You think you're on the same level as Nolan? Bitch, please come off yourself already. It ain't got nothing to do with your skin color. It's got everything to do with you ain't fucking Christopher Nolan. That's what it's got to do with.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, let me give you a bit of a background about who this person is that she's making the film about, because it just sounds like I'm going to be lectured. So, born in 1961, Wilkerson is perhaps best known for having been, per the National Association of Black Journalists, the first black journalist to win a Pulitzer Prize for individual reporting and first black woman to win a journalism Pulitzer. That's interesting, actually. But wait, well, that is kind of interesting to some people, right? I can see that there's something in that.
Compared to the guy who made the first nuke, though, give me a break.
No, I know, but wait, I'm setting up a narrative here, Tom. So, in the 1994 winner in the feature writing category, Wilkerson received the award from Columbia University for her profile of a fourth grader from Chicago's South Side and for 2 stories reporting on the Midwestern flood of '93. Sure, I'm sure there's something interesting in there. But wait, Wilkerson would then go on to spend roughly 15 years researching and authoring The Warmth of Other Suns, the epic story of America's Great Migration. Released in 2010 to widespread praise from mainstream media outlets, the book provides a historical examination of 3 popular routes taken by Black Americans in emigrating north from the southern United States between 1915 and 1970. Sure, something interesting. However, here's what the film's actually about. 10 years later, Wilkerson next published Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents. And there's the lecture.
That sounds familiar.
As described by the book's publisher, Penguin Random House, Caste argues that America today and throughout its history has been shaped by a hidden caste system, a rigid hierarchy of human rankings. Beyond race, class, or other factors, there is a powerful caste system that influences people's lives and behavior and the nation's fate, reads the book. Linking the caste system to of America, India, and Nazi Germany, Wilkerson explores 8 pillars that underlie caste systems across civilizations, including divine will, bloodlines, stigma, and more. It sounds like I'm going to get lectured on racism, quite frankly, which you can fuck off. I'm not paying to be lectured on racism, all right? I make a video, I get lectured on racism, even when I compliment people.
Sounds like a woke conspiracy.
They can just fuck right off. So anyway, here it is. This is what they're making. That's what the film's about. So, speaking on her upcoming film to Variety's Angelique Jackson, the woman once attached to helm DC's New Gods films, explains there's a biographical element. So, in some ways, it's a biopic. In some ways, it's a docudrama. In some ways, it's just a straight up adaptation of these really beautiful and tragic moments in history. The goal was to try to stitch together a tapestry to create a quilt. That's how I think of it, and allow myself to color outside the lines of what I've been told, just to throw all of that out and tell the story from my gut. And it became reading this book. So, it's not a biopic then, is it, you fucking tit?
So what the hell is this shit?
Oh, who cares?
Is this one of those books that's so boring and you can't really adapt it, so you have to add a bunch of crap to it? Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I know the answer to the question. I know. Pick me.
Yeah, go on then.
It's called mental masturbation.
There we go. Demonetized. No.
You said we're already demonetized.
I know. I'm like perma demonetized.
Oh shit.
No, you are completely right. But this is where it gets funny, right? So she's asked about that by the Variety person. And so she's asked this question: what does it take to get the audience to watch a movie like Origin? Right? She is asked that. The response is, hold on. The question's further. What does it get to take an audience to watch this? Because midway through, I realized this is a process film. A movie about someone making something. I just had a conversation about She Said, which I loved, and I was frustrated because it feels when there's a process films about women and people of color, people are not as intrigued. I don't know that this is a fair question to ask you, but I'm curious what you make of the way to get the audience in the door, because it's complicated when asking people to watch material that's challenging. You don't. You literally just present it to them, and if they want to watch it, they will. But this is the response. You're right, the director affirmed in reply. It's challenging to watch a process film about a man making a bomb. He's a man who was trying to do something and couldn't quite describe it to anybody else, but he knew it. Isabel is a woman who knows something and can't quite describe it, but she knows it and she's going to find it. You'll sit through 3 hours of his process. Will you sit through 2 hours of her process? No, because it sounds like a
She didn't save the fucking world either in the war.
Yeah, no one knows who she fucking is. Anyway, it gets better. I think that is the only proposition. It's not talking about the merit of the films. It's talking about the very idea of following a woman through an intellectual process, an intellectual exercise. Then you make that a black person, of course. Then you make that a black woman. Is it valid enough for you to go on that journey with her?
I'm not watching this movie.
I'm not watching this movie.
Look, I can't even handle the process of us talking about what this movie's about. I am so out. I'm so out.
This is fucking Lifetime movie level shit, and
dude,
she's trying to act like
no, it's not even Lifetime. It's not even Hallmark. It's not even BET level.
Well, look, Mike, I'm not going to take away from the actual woman that it's about, right? Okay, she clearly did some shit, but is it worth a 3-hour movie for? I highly don't think so. And if you're going to, sounds to me like Ava was originally charged with adapting one of these books and she couldn't. So she's like, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the boring ass thing that everybody's done 20 times already and make this a parallel story between the woman who wrote the book and the actual book itself. Yeah. It's like, yeah, who gives a shit? Again, a movie nobody will fucking watch, and she already knows it because it has such a limited appeal, right? But if she would have talked about it a different way, maybe, just maybe, she could have brought some more people over to her side. No. At this point, you're right, Nate. The way she's describing it, her challenge, to me, just sounds like you made a bad fucking movie and you're going to make me go sit through this shit, and I don't want to.
Well, just who cares? These films are not good. They're not interesting. She never makes good films. The last one she made, wasn't that the one with Brie Larson when she lectured everyone? Was that the last film she made?
I don't even know the last movie she's made.
This is the point, isn't it? Who is this person? No one.
Well, wasn't she doing New Gods?
She's a cinematic race hustler.
I was going to say she's more famous for being Wrinkle in Time. That was her big last one. More famous
for like grifting off of this minority angle and taking money out of guilty white people in Hollywood that think by writing a check to this black person is going to make them feel better.
Textbook BLM, then, isn't she?
Textbook BLM.
Nate, you're thinking of Wrinkle in Time, and yes, that was her last big movie from what I can see here.
There you go. Textbook BLM, ladies and gents.
It wasn't made for you.
No, and that's what I've heard about her. She's
that's the point.
Not made for me.
That's the point. They want you guys, specifically you three types of guys, to realize that it may not be made for you, but if you don't go and watch it,
anyway.
But if you don't go and watch it and spend your money on something you're not interested in, then you're somehow racist and you should be guilt shamed into going and spending your money and time to go see the crap.
I tell you what,
that doesn't work with me.
I'm going to make a process movie of somebody taking a dump, and then I'm going to put that out in theaters.
We already got that. It's called the Snyder Cut.
Oh my God. Moving on. So
Let culture finish. Let culture finish. I'm sorry. Did you have more to say, Culture?
No.
I took a dump.
His flow, Tom.
On his dump.
Nate, I'm being good. I'm not saying anything. That was the second time, Nate. I know. I'm being quiet.
I know. Tom's just trying to rile up the Snyder Bros again. He got binned off Twitter for it. He's trying to rile them up again.
It's fun.
Damn it.
They're not.
It's fucking fun.
They're not. They are not Zen. We're going to be kind to the Snyder Bros.
Dear Father Snyder, give me the strength to put up with Tom Connors on this live stream.
Okay, just so you know, another thing that Ava DuVernay worked on was that Naomi series.
Never watched it.
Also, but a trash bag of fire.
A fresh bag of woke or whatever.
Why does this person get work? Oh yeah, I know.
She like was just being said here. She diversifies and guilts and pushes her way into this shit. She's made a few. Yeah, she's made a few activist films, so she fits right in with that shit. And that's kind of like she is the movement. Like she is. Yeah. If woke was a person in this whole thing, it would be Ava DuVernay.
Yeah.